Hello, guys, and welcome to the Feuding Bros podcast. As you can see, today is different. We're doing something different today because I'm by myself. No Freddie, no Jan, just coming to express my views as a Man U fan, express the pain that I've been going through. No, but this is basically kind of a side series, I guess, that we're trying to start with the season obviously starting, and now we're in the international break. So maybe it might be an international break thing when there's no games, but we do want to come as fans to be able to freely, individually express our views and talk about what's going on, and and then just share what we think about how our team is doing during the season. So you may see this more. May see Freddie come and do one. May see Jan do one as well. Talk about Arsenal as we move through the season. But yeah, this is just something on the side to keep you guys on your toes. And but thank you guys for all the support. Thank you for watching. And thank you for liking, for subscribing, for commenting on all the videos. Again, please do like, subscribe, or comment, whether you agree with me on my views or not, or any of us when we do these individual vids. But come in and talk and interact with us, and even give us ideas for other videos. Yeah. So without too much further ado, I get straight into it. I mean, what a terrible start of the season. I mean, as a Man U fan, you can't even argue, you can't even say anything. I mean, I'm coming out here with the logo, coming out here with the jacket, showing the logo and everything. I'm not trying to hide. I'm not gonna hide as a Man U fan, but it's been rough, especially as I feel like we always get battered before an international break. I don't know why. Like, since we've had Ten Hag, even before with Ole, I remember the Tottenham 6-1 we lost before an international break. Like, since we've had Ten Hag as well, I feel like before an international break, if we play a big team, a Man City, a Arsenal, a Liverpool, before an international break, we always get battered. And it's not necessarily the scoreline, but we always get dominated. And we have 2 weeks of pain before the next game. And it's just horrible. But but yeah, I'm just coming to share. I mean, what a terrible start of the season. There was so much optimism around the start of the season. I mean, especially with the new owners coming in. I think they came in, the takeover was final, or the partial takeover of Ineos was finalized in February of this year. And they've come in and they've done the right things. I mean, have they done everything perfectly? No, but they've done the right things. They've come in, they've gone around to other clubs and grabbed the best doctors, the best director of sports, the best technical directors, the best physios, the best this, the best that, the best set piece coach, whatever kind of backroom staff that you need. They've went and they even grabbed the CEO from Man City. So I mean, what else can they do in terms of backroom staff? They went around and snatched basically all the best staff that is in the game, at least in England, or the most highly reputed staff in England. So, is that even a word? Reputable, in England. So, yeah, I mean, what else can they do? What else can they do on the backroom staff? I don't think so. I think they've done. I don't think there's anything else they can do. I think they've done what they needed to do to provide a structure for this manager. And there's been a lot of debate on whether they should have sacked him or not during the summer. After the FA Cup, did they bottle it and not sack him and everything? I mean, I was Ten Hag in. Since Ten Hag has been here, I've been backing him. I think he was probably our first informed appointment since Fergie, because I think David Moyes was kind of Fergie's kind of guy that we kind of had to go for, because Fergie wanted him, and he was a good manager at the time. Let me not knock David Moyes. He was a good manager at the time. And then you go after that, you go for the big names, kind of maybe trying to appease the fan a little bit, the Louis van Gaals, the Mourinhos, and then Mourinho's terrible, so you go for an old player to again appease the fans. So you go for Ole, keeps the fans quiet for a little bit. And he did a decent job. He kind of unraveled that last season, but we always knew that Ole was never going to take us back to where we wanted to be. And then finally, you get this guy where they actually take their time. And this was before Ineos even. The Glazers actually take their time, actually go around Europe, actually look at managers, And I think it got boiled down to him or Pochettino. And then we get Ten Hag. At least it's an informed decision. It may or may not work. But Ten Hag was hot property at the time. So he comes in, does well first season, as we know. Last season was absolutely shocking. And but there were mitigating circumstances with the injuries. Um, and as a fan, for me, I wanted to see that third season. I want to see this third season because we can say, okay, you did well first season. Second season, mitigating circumstances, you didn't do well. You got lucky to win the cup, but at least you won the cup to save yourself. Let's see what you can do the third season. And I mean, it's not a great start from him. It's nowhere near being a great start from him, but it's only 3 games, small sample size. We'll give him time, but we definitely need to see something different. We need to see something different. And going back on Ineos, like I said, they went around and put in that structure in place. And by and large, I think they made good signings during the summer. We didn't really overpay. Maybe some people might say we overpaid for Lenny Euro. Okay. But that's really it. I mean, the rest were good signings. You can argue, are they going to take you back to top 4, whatever? But they're better than what we've got. They're better players than the players we've had. So for me, that's a win. Like, you improve the squad, you improve the first team. That's a win. We got these players in, didn't pay too much for them. Didn't put them on crazy contracts like Casemiro, 5-year contract for a 29-year-old. By and large, we did well in the transfer window. So now the structure is in place. The window was good, and there's no excuse now for Ten Hag. There's nowhere to hide now for Ten Hag. There's nothing to point to apart from the manager, and I'm glad they did it that way, because throughout the years we've been sacking the managers and thinking that it's gonna make a difference. Oh, it was Moyes' fault. Oh, it was Van Gaal's fault. Oh, it was Mourinho's fault. You know, it was all his fault. You know, Ragnick, even he was there for a little bit. Throughout the years, we've sacked all these managers thinking it's gonna make a difference, and the structure behind them has been terrible. So this time they come in, and I'm happy with that. Some people are gonna say, "Oh, they should have sacked him. They should have Pochettino. They should have got Tuchel." I mean, for me, Pochettino, Tuchel, all these guys that were available were not clearly better than him. If you had like a Zidane, if you had like a not even, I was gonna say Mourinho, but Mourinho of 2005, yes. But if you had like a Zidane, if you had like a Ancelotti that was available, if you had like a Guardiola, obviously he would never come to Man U. But if you had a guy that was around the same standing as of a Guardiola or something like that was available for you in the summer, and you don't go for him to keep Ten Hag, then yes, absolutely, you've bottled it. Like, that's a poor decision. But if you're looking at Pochettino and Tuchel and De Zerbi and all that stuff, like, I mean, are these guys any different than a Ten Hag? They're all around the same reputation, I feel. Pochettino didn't do great at PSG. He did all right at Chelsea. He was getting better towards the end. Tuchel didn't win the league at Bayern. That's pretty bad. They've won it, it was 11 times in a row. So, I mean, those are not appealing options. So you keep the guy who's in place, who's had a good first season. And second season, you can say, okay, mitigating circumstances. But yes, he was poor. I'm not going to deny that. Now, third season, we want to see something better. We want to see something new. And we get a terrible start to the season. Absolutely terrible. In terms of results, but also in terms of the style of play, the dreaded style of play that everybody talks about. Played decent against Man City. I'm not gonna take that away. Played decent against Man City. Played well against Man City, actually. Played well against Fulham for 50, 60 minutes. Benny unravels. Brighton plays well first half, but I mean, well, wasn't great, but decent performance. Second half unravels. And Liverpool plays decent we play again decent for 30 minutes, and then he unravels. Why does that keep happening? After 3 years, you cannot be a 30-minute team still. That was if that was happening in the first year, you can say, okay. But now in the third year, you cannot still be a 30-minute team. You cannot still be a 60-minute team. You have to be a 70, 75-minute team at least, where you can control a game for 70, 75, 80 minutes. Only the top teams, the Man Cities, the maybe even you can even put Arsenal in the Premier League in there. Those top teams, the Bayerns of old, not this Bayern, but the Bayerns of old, the Barcelonas of old, they will control a game for 90. But if you're going to be in that tier below them, which is where we should be right now, with all we've done throughout the last 2.5 years with this manager, all the signings that were made for him, we should be in that tier right below the top teams where we're not quite as good as them, but we can challenge, we can pose problems, we can be in the top four consistently, and we can pull runs of wins together and stuff like that. But we're not there. And why are we not there still? Why are we not there still? And it's frustrating to see that as a manager. Oh, sorry, as a fan, and you want to back your manager. And I do believe it was a good decision to keep him, but we need to see something now. The structure has been put in place. The signings have been made. We've given him the guys that he wanted by and large. You can't always get every guy that the manager wants. Sometimes you have to settle for second or third option. But by and large, he's got the guys that he wanted, especially this summer. We need to see something now. We absolutely need to see something now, and we have not seen it. And I think he's on thin ice. I'm on the fence with him because I think he can do a job, at least for us, as a club, to get us back. Can he get us to win Premier League and whatnot? I'm not sure, but I think he can get us back competing at a level where we're consistently getting top four, we're consistently challenging, and maybe we're not crossing that line yet. He seems to be also good in the cups. So if we're doing that, consistently challenging, consistently getting top four, and winning some cups along the way, I'm happy with that, at least for the next 3, 4, 5 years, maybe. But right now, we don't have a style of play. We're not competing with anybody for anything. Yes, you won some cups, and we're happy you did some cups, and it does count for something. But the league is the bread and butter, and we need to start showing something. The chaos tactics that he likes to employ, like we're Chaos FC, where everybody just runs forward. Like, I know we're gonna blame Casemiro for that Liverpool loss. He's gonna be the scapegoat, but I mean, why time and time again we get caught with so many guys ahead of the ball, 5, 6, 7 players ahead of the ball, and we only have our center backs and one of the midfielders there to try and contain the opponents. That's a tactical issue. So now the structure is behind, now the transfers are in. Yes, we have a couple injuries right now, but we don't have a lot of injuries like last year. You need to show us something. And so this international break, like, I think may have come at a good time for him, where he can take a breather and come back and look at the highest tactics, look at the players that we have. Can we keep going and play this type of way with these players? He has to look at that. And there's so many questions that have to be level of thrown at him right now. And he's not doing well. His press conferences are absolutely terrible. That's one point to the side as well. But he needs to do better as a manager. And I believe that he can. I believe that he's tactically good enough to get this team organized and playing well and getting results. But I think right now he's too bogged down into getting us to play like the Cities and the Arsenals and the stuff, and getting us to play like a team that can dominate and attack and send 6, 7, 8 players forward and handle a counter attack with just 3 players. We don't have the players that can do that. We don't have the athletic players or the smart players that can counter press effectively and protect the defense at just 3 at the back. You need at least 4 or 5 guys in a team of our talent right now to be able to stop counters. And he's not learning from his mistakes. He's not learning from the big gaps in the midfield that we see a lot of the times. And he's going to need to show well for these next few games, because I think after the international break, there's 7 games. And from reports we're hearing this week, obviously they did come out. I think it was Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth. They did come out and back the manager after the Liverpool loss. So I guess that's a positive for him. But they did add that caveat when they were backing him that he's not that man. They did say that we did not appoint him. So even though they do back the manager, you can see that they have their concerns. And there were also reports that they are not very impressed, not by the results, but mainly by the style of play, which I think is a focus for them, especially this year. And these next 7 games, I think, who do we play? Let me pull that up, actually, real quick. I think we come back, we play Southampton. These next 7 games, you look at this, before the next international break: Southampton, Barnsley, Crystal Palace, FC Twente in the Europa League, Barnsley in the League Cup. You've got to win this first four. You've got to win this first four. And then you're looking at Spurs, you're looking at Porto away, that's a difficult game. Aston Villa away, that's a difficult game. But even then, in those games, you have to show something. You have to have good performances, even if you don't win. You have to show something and bring some positivity back. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's a tall order, but we need to see something different from Mr. Ten Hag. I still believe in him. Man U fans or fans from other teams, come in the comments, say what you think. I know Ten Hag is a hot debate right now, but yeah, what do you guys think Man U can do for the rest of the season? I'm asking you guys. Answer in the comments. I still hope. It's more of a hope than a belief right now. It was a belief at the start of the season that would have put us in the top four. Now it's a bit of a hope, but at the same time, don't want to get too carried away. It is just 4 games, 3 games. Well, 4 games if you include the Community Shield. So don't want to get too carried away. Europa League is going to start. Hoyland's going to come back. Euro is going to come back. Ugarte as well, big signing. The late. Hopefully, he's going to get more fit. But yeah, you need to come back. You need to beat Southampton, and we need to go from there, game by game. But I do believe that if results don't change for not just results and style of play don't change for Mr. Ten Hag after this international break, he will be sacked by the next one. I think he will get sacked by the next international break if there's no big change. So we'll see how it does. Again, you guys, thanks for listening. Like, share, comment, express your views in the comments as well. Do you think Ten Hag should have been sacked in the summer? Do you think Ten Hag should get sacked right now? Or if he doesn't win enough of the next 7 games to the next international break? Or should they give him until the winter break? Or not the winter break, the winter fixtures? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. It's been good. Again, thanks for listening, and y'all take care.